Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to you. I hope you are well. We're on the ZXspectrum 48K playing a game called SAS Assault, although it was designed for the 16K really. Published by Micromania in good old 1984 and written by Mark Chatwin. It's a game that's very similar to Orc Attack and Siege, if you will. That one coming out in 83, Siege, Orc Attack 84, but you control a man on top of a building and you must defend it against people attacking. Now you might see the story going along the bottom there, but it's essentially what I am telling you. So it's very, very basic, so we'll see how this one plays. Enter skill level 1 to 3, well, we'll go on 1. There I am up the top. He looks a bit like E.T. and basically he's throwing rocks on these blue guys who are the SAS. Don't know why they didn't use one of their snappy helicopters, but maybe they're due to budget cuts, and we must prevent them from getting up the top of the building. Now the skill level you select determines what speed the guys go at. It's not quite as quick as Siege by Postern in 1983. That one was written by Mike Singleton. But yes, I get the funny feeling you could break into this, but I've already tried to and I can't do. But the best example of these sort of games are Orc Attack, which stands head and shoulders above all these. That was by Creative Sparks in 84. Written by, I think, Phil Snell and Dean Locke, if I'm not mistaken. But this one is by Mark Chatwin in 1984, Micromania. Right, so those three games all come out similar to each other. I'm not quite sure how many other sort of like clones there are, but they're very similar games. Orc Attack is the best. Right, if you had this one back in the day, let me know. Hasn't aged particularly well, so it'd be a tough task getting kids involved in this one today. But with your retro goggles on, your nostalgia goggles, look, playing at this, you can try and bring yourself back to think how you would have played it as a kid going back, and I think I would have played it a while. It falls into that basic comfortable category, like Through the Wall and all those other sort of like basic games you played as a kid, like Pac-Man and those as well. So this might be the first time you've seen it. Now what is good, despite its basicness, you've got blue guys climbing up a yellow and red brickwork wall, but there is no colour clash. I think they've got a small yellow box around them, these guys, but nothing's clashing at all. The E.T. character is, it's not supposed to be E.T., but he's flickering a little bit as you move backward and forward. So what's the difference between this and Orc Attack then? Well, the difference is this has got a level that just goes on and on and on and on, so it is just this. Orc Attack had mini games as well, so you was firing rocks on guys climbing up ladders. When they got to the top, you change your rock to a sword. Do check out the review of that one. And then at a certain point, you could throw boiling oil on them because it's like a medieval sort of like setting. You can get to the next level, and there will be like wizards and other stuff and skulls coming up the castle as well. Siege. Each guy's going up very, very quickly, changing direction. This is very lethargic. I think it might be quicker on level 3, but it's quite boring, really, isn't it? So let's not get away from it. It's a historical piece rather than an amazing blow-away game. So you have to put yourself back in the mind of being in 1984. I think Ultimate's best games, I think, had already come out by then, Attic Attack and so forth. So I'd rather play Attic Attack than this. I'd rather play Manic Miner and Jet Set Willy. So there's a lot of big games. And then you've got loads and loads of basic games, and that's what makes the Spectrum so good. The wall in the background, yellow and red, it just stays that colour. You can't change that. And the guys climbing up there are always blue. And the magenta guy at the top, he doesn't look very human, does he? He's got a bug head or an E.T. head. Is always magenta, and that's pretty much it, really. When kids used to go around friends' houses, not because they really liked them, but because they wanted to play their computer, I don't think if it went round the playground, you've got to go around Benny's house, he's got SAS Assault. Oh, wow, SAS Assault, I've got to get round there. Hang on a minute, my other friend's got Siege. Oh, tricky times. So, yeah, it's not a big pull, really. If you had it on a C90 tape, I'm sure we didn't do that with illegal copies, it would have been one of the games on the list thinking, well, that's interesting, and then you would have moved on to the next one and probably forgotten what the name was. Yeah, so you know, it's not as good as Glass, all those great games. Right, those toad guys are getting near the top now, so we can just plunge them. So normally I would have, if I was a kid, I would have started loading what's next on the tape now and reset it, but we'll see if anything changes for the review. And it'd be interesting to see what happens when the guy gets up the top. If you're still watching this 5 minutes in, or about 5 minutes, I think, then well done you. Please subscribe if you haven't already, because it might be a case that you like this kind of guff, so you might have a similar brain to mine. Well done. Well done. I don't know if you should go to the doctors. I will see you there. Right. Yeah. So it's a big black ball, throwing it down. You got an unlimited amount. There's no timer there at all. Didn't have a sequel, funnily enough. As I say, these are the only 3 games like this I sort of like know. SAS Assault, where it's the SAS coming up here. As I say, didn't use the helicopter for some reason. Orc Attack, which is medieval, and Siege, which I don't think's got any sort of like a time frame. If you know any other ones like this, then let me know. I've got a funny feeling there might be a few that I don't know about, because it's quite a basic idea. And when you get the basic ideas like Pac-Man, Space Invaders, Panic even, then it's the sort of thing that a lot of people would have a go at. Right. You never kill these guys, they just go to the bottom of the wall and they just continue on. I don't know about you, but if I had like a 10-ton black steel ball thrown on me, or whatever it's made out of, I'd probably think, I think I'm going to leave the SAS and do something else instead. Maybe be a tap dancer. Anyway, tap dancers don't get hit on the head by a big black ball of awfulness, do they? If you are a tap dancer and that has happened to you, then comment below. I'm sure there must be loads of tap dancers that click on the video. I don't think anything's going to change here, folks. We'll just keep going. It's for 1 player. You can't have 2 players up the top competing against each other. You did, I'd imagine it would be like a green sort of like alien, possibly. Yeah, I'm just thinking of like other basic games. I was trying to think of Jumping Jack, but that's a lot more advanced than this. Despite it's quite frustrating, Jumping Jack. Check out the review of that. I think that's quite an old review we did. Might have been a revisited. I can't quite remember. Shall I let these guys get up the top so we can see what's happening? Let's just give them a bit of a pelting so far. You'll see we're getting 1 point for every person that gets hit by a rock. So far, believe it or not, we watched that magenta alien throw that big black rock down the screen 150, well, 8 times now. Great, isn't it? And look at the score. It's got 3 zeros next to it. So it just goes to show you, if you've got the stamina, and your ZXspectrum didn't overheat and catch fire in that time, you can get up to what essentially is, well, 999,999. Now, if you have done that, you might be still playing it, but if you have done that, then let me know. I expect the score just cycles round again, does it? Or maybe it breaks into the program. Possibly. This is from an era where anyone could write a game, which I'm sure this happened to Mark Chatwin, and send it to a publisher, say, look, publish this. They used to advertise as well, some publishers send in your game, and then they would publish it for you, and I presume you got a percentage of the profits. If you were one of those people, then let me know. Did that work out for you, or did you get rightfully ripped off? What was the situation back then? Could you make money doing these games? I don't know. It was like there was a video, wasn't there? Bedroom to Billionaires. So some people did, but I don't know who made the most money. It's the writers or the publishers, or maybe the clever people that wrote the game and published it themselves somehow. I don't know how easy it would have been to create a publishing house. All you would have needed is the program and a load of cassettes and a load of workers copying it onto the cassettes, I presume. Right. What score are we on now? Well, we might get up to 200. Exciting stuff, innit? Exciting stuff. This game is yet to come out on the PlayStation 5, so I'm aware, and the Xbox Super thing, wherever it's up to now, or if you're watching this in the future, the PlayStation 58, if it's still going. There we go. How much will they charge if this was in the PlayStation store now? £100 with special DLCs where you can be different characters up the top there. There's the Beyonce DLC where instead of E.T. you're Beyonce throwing stuff down, probably throwing shoes down and stuff. You could be Queen Elizabeth I, anyone you want. So I've named all of them now. Beyonce, Queen Elizabeth I, can't think of anyone else. Arnold Rimmer, Mr. T, Rocky, yeah, and anyone else that's famous. That's all the famous people I know. I'd invite them round for a party. Or Boney M. Rah, rah, Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine. Da 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 da. Actually, if that music was playing while this was going on, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Imagine this as a chip tune. Do 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 do. Oh, it's suddenly getting exciting now. Dee 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 dee. And that's Boney M up the top. That'd be good. Someone write that, please. Boney M Assault. Yeah, I don't know why these people are getting up. They might be they want to turn the radio off. That's what could be the story. Well, there's lots of different Boney M tunes going on. Daddy Cool as well. That's one of those, wasn't it? Right. Don't treat me like a fool, Daddy Cool. Good. Right, I've gone off on a tangent again, as I quite often do, which is just as well, really, because, you know, try commentating on a game this dull for 10 minutes. I bet you couldn't do, could you? You couldn't do. Right, let's let that guy get up the top, I think. We deserve it. But the channel's all about how you're going to play the game on your first second go, playing the great games, the average games, the terrible games, and just the normal games, really. This isn't bad. This isn't bad for a one-man outfit programming stuff. It's a nice idea. It's programmed well. No colour clash. I quite like it, but it's not a stellar game. Let's not get carried away. Now, that guy's going to get up the top now. Let's wait for a special effect. I'm dancing around like a nincompoop. Is he going to come over? Come over? Come on. There he goes. Woof, and we've been thrown down, and oh dearie me, and we say, ah! Well, you know, what an ending. What an ending that was. Yes, okay. Hope you liked having a look at that one, basic as it was, but interesting to see from an historic point of view. That was SAS Assault on the Spectrum 48K, redesigned for the 16K, published by Micromania in 1984, and written by Mark Chatwin, so well done to him. Got any comments about this game, similar games, or anything retro, then please put that below. You're always more than welcome. Until next time, take great care of yourself and are very fond. Goodbye.
Goodbye.